Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Today, we're going to step into the world of conspiracy theories because I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory of my own when it comes to the 2024 Toyota Tacoma and its what I think is outrageous pricing, particularly on the mid to upper trim levels. You know, I put out a couple of videos recently, as have many YouTubers, about the new pricing, what Toyota is going to be charging for the 2024 Tacoma. And this is just for the 4-cylinder turbo version. We also have a hybrid version coming. And a lot of people have been talking about pricing with this hybrid version being a lot more. In other words, we already have the pre-runner at $38,100, the Sport at $39,400, the TRD Off-Road at $48,100, and of course the Limited at $52,100. Those are the 2024 prices. But with the hybrid coming, I think that maybe we're not going to see such a huge price increase. I think it's possible that we might even see the hybrid versions come in a little bit lower. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, what are you talking about? Are you nuts? Obviously, the hybrids are going to be more money. But are they? Maybe Toyota is going to try to steer the market because they do have this new philosophy, right? That they're going to go all zero emissions or battery powered or hybrid versions in the upcoming future. So obviously they would want to steer their customers towards the hybrid versions and get completely out of the current turbo or naturally aspirated, which they're already getting out of, versions for the Toyota Tacoma. So let's say, for example, that the pricing that we've gotten on the 2024 so far for the turbo 4-cylinder versions are inflated, or that the hybrid versions are going to be unnaturally reduced. You know, Musk does that with the Tesla, right? You know, he has come out, I think, in the past and said that he charges less than what it would normally cost for him to produce the vehicles, at least the lower to mid-trim levels, in order to sell them, to get them out there in the market. What if Toyota is doing the same thing? Would you be shocked if they released the pricing for the hybrid versions and it actually came in either the same or lower than what we're seeing for the Turbo 4 versions? I don't know. It may be a way for Toyota to steer everybody towards the hybrids. And wouldn't it be shocking if they did that? And then we would have a decision to make. Would you buy a 4-cylinder turbo for more money than you would pay for a hybrid Toyota Tacoma across the board in any one of these trim levels? It'd be a tough decision, wouldn't it? I mean, the hybrid most likely is going to give us better fuel economy, which, by the way, I am hearing from guesses out there on the web that fuel economy is not going to be that great on this new Tacoma. You're going to see an increase, but it's not going to be anything earth-shattering. Certainly not enough if you look at the cost of gas, what you'd save over the term of paying for and owning that truck, the increase in price and interest and all that jazz if you actually finance it. So you would have to consider the savings that you would get if the hybrid came out for less money. You'd pay less in gas because the hybrids, I'm sure, are going to get better fuel economy than just the 4-cylinder turbo. Otherwise, I don't know what the benefit in buying one would be. Although there are a couple. Acceleration, we're going to have more torque, we're going to have more off-the-line power. That's something that I'm interested in, and honestly, that's one thing that would attract me to the hybrid version versus the 4-cylinder turbo. You know, recently I picked up the new Toyota Prius because I think it's just smoking hot. It looks good, it's fun to drive, it's quick, it's comfortable, it's got all the new tech and stuff in it. I mean, there's really no downside for me with this car. If you're going to have a car, what if they do the same thing with the Toyota Tacoma? It's quick, Maybe they change up the looks just a little bit, and it would be only aesthetic type things, of course. But what if they create a little bit better looking truck, gets better fuel economy, and is quicker and more fun to drive? And not to mention the same or cheaper in price as the 4-cylinder turbo. Now, the other part of the conspiracy theory, right? And I don't get into politics hardly at all, if ever, on the channel. But you know, the government has a lot to do with pricing and emissions, and their requirements and things drive up the price of all the vehicles, right? I mean, look at how much tax is added into the cost of fuel. It's a lot. What if the government is also putting pressure on Toyota, as well as all the other manufacturers, because of the green initiatives, right? And they actually provide incentives for Toyota, as well as the others, to produce these hybrid vehicles, to keep the price down, to force us to buy these vehicles. Now, in the end, whatever the reasoning is, if the government is doing that, and who knows, it would benefit us financially. I mean, obviously, if you can get the new 2024 Tacoma for less money in hybrid version, I'm sure a lot of people would do that. And it's a way for the government to steer us towards a more electric type vehicle, with the ultimate plan of being all electric, of course. Even though we're not set up to do that, the grid can't handle it, it would be a world of hurt for us if all of a sudden a switch was flipped and we could only buy and drive electric vehicles. That would be a drag. The biggest reason why I went with the hybrid form of the Prius as opposed to maybe a Tesla or some other electric vehicle. There's no way I want to drive across the country and have to sit and wait 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, for my vehicle to charge. And by the way, they try to make that sound like it's not a big deal, right? You pull into the electric charging station. Of course, nobody else is there. You drive right up, plug in, and then you can go inside. Stretch your legs, get something to eat, use the restroom. Well, that's all good and fine, but even if I'm doing all of those things, when I go and fill up with dyno fluid, I'm only there for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. That's it. Not 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, can you imagine the length of time it would add to a cross-country trip? No way. Not interested in doing that. So anyway, I just wanted to get on. I have this thought in the back of my head that, maybe the hybrids come out, the hybrid Tacoma, and they're actually the same or less than what the 2024 Turbo is going to be. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this. Is Toyota being devious? Is that what they're going to do? Is this a conspiracy? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.